Can you just check? I want to make sure my phone's off. You know, I just got that horrible feeling that it's going to go off.
Oh yeah, 1 sec. Can I just put my squad up quickly?
So you were saying you put your squad out over there?
No, I put it in the management chat. I didn't put it in the main chat.
That's nice.
Let me reply to Pete saying I can play tomorrow.
No way.
You're taking the piss. You're only replying now.
10
It's the
past
night
8.
before
You're
the
that
game.
guy.
Hold on, you reply now.
He takes a piss.
One time I replied in the morning.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, why did you reply in the morning?
Yeah, he's ready
Okay.
you're ready for a move.
Alright, we're
I'm
good.
ready.
Pete
We're
said
good,
to
we're
me, if
good.
you don't score today, you're bent for 2 weeks.
I'm
I'm
ready.
shooting from everywhere.
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready. Right, so we're back with the social podcast. It's me, Sean, and my co-host.
Danny Bassett.
Great. So it's been a long time, guys. It's been a long time.
Too long.
We've got 2 guests with us today. So we've got firstly Sam Morgan, current SCR manager.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
No worries. Appointed this season.
Yeah, I was there briefly last year, but yeah, appointed.
But now
first
you're the gaffer now.
the one, yeah.
The one.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
The one and only.
We love that. Sean Scannell, ex-pro. We don't need to go through like the 50 million pro clubs and all the hundreds of games. We'll go through it after. Don't worry. But yeah, listen. If you know, you know. So, maybe we should a little bit though. Just drop a little bit. Ex-Palace, Huddersfield, Burton, Bradford, Blackpool, Grimsby.
Any miss
Any?
Not that I know of. Hornchurch now.
Hornchurch now, yeah. Okay, cool. So, right now, this one's a little bit like not personal, but it's personal for me because we go back a little bit. We went to school together, so and you was good friends of, or still are good friends of my cousin. Obviously, you guys go back as well. Now, the Scannell name was obviously rang in Croydon like for years and years. You, Damien, Thomas, it's just the 3 of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seem to be quite knit as brothers actually, which I think is sick.
Yeah. Really,
yeah, that's great. So anyway, let's talk about the start. Let's say
of the start
let's
of
just
Sean
go from
Scannell.
the start. Yeah, like go from the start. We're gonna go from like, how do you go from just kicking ball in the park in the ends basically to Palace?
You know what? It started off probably with my best friend Carl.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember Carl, yeah. So his dad used to take us everywhere. Like we used to go Brixton Recreation Centre.
Yeah.
And there was, to be fair, there was a lot of players there that were good. Like Klein used to play there. We had a few like Andre Blackman, Jordan Hibbert, like players that played. And from there, we went on trial and that. So we used to go to like Arsenal, Chelsea. And then one time I played for Croydon District, scored in the final, and then I got scouted by Palace. And I remember our first game, Palace were terrible these times. I'm not saying that they were dead like that, yeah, but they were terrible these times. Like we was losing like 8-0.
Yeah.
We lost one time 14-1 to Arsenal.
Ooh.
Yeah. I remember that. But this is before, yeah. This is before the whole, this is before like the whole proper turnaround.
Yeah.
And then my first game, we lost 8-1, but I scored on my first.
The one.
I scored the one, yeah. Yeah, that's my thing, yeah. So literally from there, I got signed, and then probably about a year later, I think the new coaches came in and changed everything. So I was playing like in my age group. We had when I first went there, Bostock was playing upper year.
Yeah.
Johnny Williams. Who else was there? Victor Moses came I think like a year later, and then literally after that, I just took off like.
So basically, Brixton Rec.
Started off with
Croydon
Brixton
District.
Yeah, it kind of helped. Yeah, to be fair, the Addiscombe Crimson was my Sunday league team.
Yeah.
Done everything for me.
Old school.
Yeah, literally that's where it all started there. Yeah.
Would you say there's something special about Croydon because of the Wilfred, Jason Punchin, yourself? There's a lot of like talent, like you just said, Kleiny.
Yeah, I think that it's just
Kleiny's
that
up from Croydon.
Kleiny's from Stockwell.
Oh yeah.
But I think that even like the South in general, or even London, yeah, I think that growing up, it was obviously I don't know so much about now, yeah, but when I was growing up, everyone just wanted to play football. Mm-hmm. So people were bound to make it. Like literally, it was going to happen for a few people regardless because there were so many. So literally, when I got the opportunity, I just took my chance and I just literally made sure that I just loved football.
Yeah.
Like you know, when you go to school, and I remember going to high school, and I remember people used to say to me, "Nah, I don't think you're gonna love football the same as you did when you was in primary school, because obviously when you
No,
got high
may I
school,
just point out, that his year group had a sick football team.
my year group was
It was
my year-
crazy.
Yeah, I don't think we lost. My year group in school never lost a league game throughout the whole of school.
Yeah.
It was mad.
Yeah, that year group is like
That's
Yatesy,
Mr. Yates,
a teacher that went to our school. I saw him at like a wedding or something the other day, and he was still banging on about Sean
To be
Scannell's
fair,
year
my
group.
PE teacher goes to watch.
It's like
my
his
PE teacher
heydays
goes
of
to watch all Carl Shorten
There's
games.
a lot of that
Is
in
it?
Croydon.
Yeah.
There is a lot of that.
Yeah, all of them.
Does he have to pay?
I don't think so, you know.
He doesn't have to pay. If he has to pay, tell him to money.
Yeah, literally, yeah,
Tickets.
because he goes there all the time.
Now you can read my tickets.
Yeah.
No, I'm being serious.
Right.
And he was,
Yeah.
to be fair, he was a
I
serious teacher, isn't it?
Serious teacher,
Yeah.
serious teacher kept me in school. Serious
Yeah.
teacher.
But when I was going to high school, I literally I stayed with football. No matter what people were doing, anything, I just loved football. So then when I left school, I remember I was doing, what's it called, leave, but they do it now still. When you can leave school for a couple days a week.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, but I was doing it 3 days a week. So
Yeah,
people
sick.
was doing it 1 day a week.
Yeah.
I was doing it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I was only going to school Tuesday and Thursday. And that was for my
That's
yeah,
like
I've been wrong.
it's like a young person's dream. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
Bro,
yeah.
that's I would love football too.
So,
in football.
so I
Well, I
was,
got good maths,
yeah.
so then and then on them school days, I'll be doing extra work, and on the football days, literally, I was just playing from like year 8, year 9. I was playing with like the youth team already, so I had that I was a step ahead of them in that type of way. So then when I left school, playing youth team, I was just ripping it.
You had been there, done
Yeah,
it already.
listen,
like,
yeah,
3
I
years
was
ago.
Been in
playing.
it
Yeah, I was
already.
playing all the time, and
Yeah.
then literally made my debut at 17. Scored on my home debut against Sheffield Wednesday. That same year, literally within the first year, I scored on my debut. Obviously, then a pro contract. Got called up for Ireland. Then I got called up for Ireland first team. 1 young player of the year for Palace, 1 young player of the year for Ireland. And that was just within the first year. So it's like everything just happened at once.
That is
Mad.
Wasn't that overwhelming?
That's a
little bit?
dream.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie. It was at that time. I thought to myself, like, I dealt with that well, but I was always level-headed, no matter what. Yeah, because obviously I got my 2 brothers would have told me about myself.
Where were they when you were at your first year? What were they doing?
Damien wasn't playing football then, but then obviously Damien ended up playing football a few years later because
Okay.
he ended up signing with like Southend,
Yeah.
Dagenham, but he was playing non-league. Yeah, my brother was at Fisher.
Oh yeah.
Played for Fisher, played for Dulwich. I think he played for a few other clubs, but I know that was the 2 main clubs. And,
Thomas wasn't playing, was he?
Nah.
No.
Thomas played when we was younger, like much younger.
Right. Yeah.
But Damien was Damien played loads of places in non-league, I think. But then he went to Southend, Dagenham. I remember
So
one
you're
time,
the pro, but they're going to keep you humble because you're the youngest.
I remember one time, yeah.
That's how it goes.
And Damien would have definitely told me about myself.
That's your role as a brother.
Yeah.
He's the youngest, isn't
No,
he?
yeah.
So it
Shush.
makes sense.
It doesn't matter where you are, shush, because listen, I'm older
I
than
might
you.
still
I'm-
punch you up.
I'll definitely punch you up. But listen, we need to be sensible here.
Yeah, no, Damien would have told me about myself, yeah. But yeah, and then like I have my dad as well, who my dad didn't like football. So that's why people used to think like, why are the 3 Scannell brothers like so good at football, but the dad hates football? And I can't even answer it. Yeah. I don't even know why, but we was just all good at football growing up, man. And I used to play with my brother when I was younger all the time with his friends. So I was always playing with like bigger people, not really playing football with my friends, just always with my brother and his friends. And it was just like literally after when I was at Palace, after that, just that first year was insane. Like everything just happened then.
I actually got a question for you though. Have you always played the same position, or have you moved about?
Now when I was younger, I was a striker, number 9, man. I was R9. Yeah, man. I was
Get it to Sean.
yeah, it was R9.
Give it to him.
Literally, I was R9, man. I just wanted to bag goals. And then Neil Warnock
Yeah.
changed my position, and he just said, "You got like he wanted some quick wingers." So me and Victor, Bostock played first, then Victor played, and then he brought me in, and I was just all of a sudden a right winger.
Right winger as well.
Yeah.
What do you think is the first thing that you notice? And by all means, you're probably going to have a bit of insight into this. One of the first things you noticed when you first got to non-league from being pro for so long.
First thing I probably noticed was not everyone, because obviously Hornchurch, they got an amazing setup there. So their quality at Hornchurch is actually
High.
yeah, really high. Yeah, but as I'd noticed certain things, yeah, I don't know, probably be like people when they're professionals, the standards are really high.
Yeah.
And obviously it's more full-time football, so the standards are set every day. Especially like championship when I was playing there, like every day the intensity in non-league, obviously train twice a week. People have other things to do. Some people, football's not even their first love. Whereas when you're professional, that's your
life.
Listen, you're trying to pay for another contract every day. So in the professional world, I think standards are set. Like some people are just literally high all the time, every day.
So did you feel like you walk into a session, let's say, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, like it's a high intensity, but that is high intensity.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Because obviously you're only training twice a week. So what we do in them 2 days is still intense and it is a lot. But when you're in a professional world, this every day is like that. So obviously you got your recovery days and that, but every day people are playing for. People got families to look after. And
that's actually their job.
That's their first job.
Yeah.
That's
Here you've got plumber and
electrician
and
that's what I'm exactly.
He's a plumber and plays football.
You have to remember that though. That's the thing, is that even when training aside, when someone can't make it or they have to do certain other things that actually does pay the mortgage, you have to take that on the chin.
It's funny because I agree with you. I think when being at Tower Hamlets, let's say, obviously the managers are ex-pros, so they were very used to players having to be everywhere all the time. Do you know what I mean? So they don't understand why, okay, we don't have a game on the Saturday, why can't they now make a friendly? Or how come players are rocking up late to training? Or why aren't the players at the social? Whereas when you're in the pro game, you're there for everything all the time. You don't miss it. Football's your life.
Something's your only job. Some people say, so they got other things to do, like other businesses and things like that, but football is the main thing.
Yeah.
So because football is the main thing, you're working every day for either a move or a new contract or just to play.
You're proving yourself every day, basically.
Yeah.
What do you think about the management difference then? So you're in now, 100% you're in.
You've got to call up.
Yeah, cheers.
So I'm gonna give you four options to pick in terms of most important things to being a successful manager in non-league.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
No pressure.
Yeah.
I'd probably say maybe we'll go most important.
Yeah.
What you think
Most
is the most
important first,
important?
yeah.
Yeah. So you've got man management, tactics, your network in terms of the players that you know, and the budget. What would you say is the most important to being a successful manager in non-league?
And by successful, we mean winning. Because some people will say we have a good team. We like family club.
Success.
It's a family club. Winning.
Yeah. I think it's a toss-up between the network and the man management part. I think you've got to have the good man management first, because that's how you get your network. Because if you have a good man,
that's a good.
If you're good with your players and the players that you work with, and you suddenly end up with a core, and call that core 10, 15 players that you know you can call up and that will come play for you at a certain level or come and do things for 30, 50, whatever it is, quid less a week than they would be getting. I think it's a sort of testament to you as a manager, because they want to play for you. So I think you've got to have your man management skills have probably got to be right first, so they want to play for you. And then you build your network off the back of that. And what do I have? Budget and tactics. Yeah. I'm gonna say budget over tactics, because at non-league, and you're gonna see it a lot more now, right? And with conversations we've had off air, you can have all the badges in the world, you can have all the right intentions of the best tactics, and you can watch all the YouTube videos of how Pep does his stuff. But it goes well out the window when it comes to non-league football.
100%.
And that's why I would probably put that last, because I think most managers, when it comes to pre-season and training, the intentions are great, and you're probably putting some great drills, and everyone's like, "Yeah, we're gonna pop people." And then within 20 minutes of that game, when someone's just
it's Tuesday night in
Canvey, beating you
nothing
down, suddenly it's like,
not in Canvey. I got it tomorrow. Let's use somewhere else. Don't do that. We did. Not in Canvey. No.
Sorry.
But that's why I probably say it's probably last. I think the budget when you depend on the level, I think you can be that those might change slightly. I think at the lower levels of 6 and 5, you might be a good tactician, and you give you that edge, and you can probably do it with a lesser budget. But ultimately, as you go up them leagues, you do have to have that budget. But tactics probably slowly start to go the other way at that point. But you're still having to have that man management, and obviously the player book itself as well, because you boys know, come the end of that last game of the season, your phone's going, or if not before. As soon as that deadline comes up in March, for non-league, right? Meaning you're tied in after that point. So I know what my squad is to see me to the end of the season. But after that, I'm making the calls I need to make.
Yeah.
So next year, what are we doing?
Straight away. Ruthless.
So next year, hello. Yeah. You should know about this year. We'll sort it this year already.
But that's all, and I'm sure you're going to have many other questions you're going to roast me on potentially at some point, but it just where it's difficult for a manager, because you do want to show some loyalty, and players will to an extent, but everyone's got to have that selfish agenda at some point, and this is where you've got to get all four of those points on top.
I mean, I'm going to play devil's advocate a little bit just because I'm jarring, but I do agree with you, by the way, in terms of the manager. I would have chosen those two as well. But to play devil's advocate, would you say, because I've seen this at clubs where they do have players that will play for them, they do clearly have good relationship with the players, but they've got no brain cells, so they can't get the players playing, basically. And I'm sure you've seen it. You think, how are they losing? They've got all these players, or they've got this budget, but they're still losing, or they're still not. And you think, what's going on here? Do you think that at that point it's because the tactics are wrong? Like I said, I'm just playing devil's advocate.
I got an even bigger one after this one.
Damn.
I think
you answered these ones.
yeah. You know what?
A bigger one.
There's one point in there that you probably haven't done, and that's the changing room. The changing room has to be right.
Yeah.
I've read you in
just
it.
you.
Yeah. 12th man. 12th man. Yeah.
You got to have the right changing room, because if you're worth your salt a little bit, and you go there and go, actually, I know my players, and I know this person gets on with, and this is one's going to police the changing room. This one will know when someone's head's down, and they're going to put, because you've got to have eyes everywhere. Yes, the manager is there to do everything in a sense, but you've got to have a room that's policed a little bit. So if you've got that and you've done it right, when it comes to the tactics, sometimes, I'm not saying the players won't listen to me or they won't listen to coaches, but they go, boys, this ain't working. You've got the right people in there, and then they'll go and do that. So, tactics. Listen, you can't play football without them. Yeah, of course. And listen, I'm managing at step 4. Do I go and watch up my opposition? Yes. Do I get analysis? Yes. Do I have it for my own team so I know what I'm going into in the next game? Of course, I have to have that. Of course. But you can't have. So all of those points, you can't not have one of them. You have to have them. You've just asked me to put it in a priority.
Yeah. I get you.
Do you know what though? Do you know what's crazy? Yeah, like if I'm being honest with you, a lot of people at non-league, it's like, think about it. We're only gonna see you 2 times a week. Yeah, that's training. Yeah, I don't really care if I don't like you or you don't like me. If you give me good money, we're going to win stuff. No, I'm thinking about an actual non-league player who's been doing it for years. Yeah. I don't care if you like me. I don't care if I don't like you. If we're winning, you're giving me good money, and I'm there 2 days a week, it's a no-brainer for me. So sometimes it doesn't matter about the man management and the tactics. Because I've been at teams where, like, I'm not going to say any names or anything, but like where the managers, the tactics are literally just give it to the people who I've signed. No, that's literally the tactic. The tactic is give it to the people that I've signed.
Yeah.
And that's it. Not how we're going to get it to them. Just if it means kick it over the top. You must play games and you think they're just forcing it to him. He doesn't stop getting the ball.
Could you be in a squad like that?
No.
If they just said, right, listen, we've got Sean on the right wing, Victor Mose on the left wing, and we got Bostock up front. Give it to them. Just give it to them.
You'd receive the ball every
time. I'm going to give you 500 quid to 600 quid a week. Just give it to them free.
No.
You know what?
I saw that place there. What's that for a day?
No, but obviously,
it's a training session now.
You want to be loved like that. You want to be loved like that. So, of course, you would want to. You'd like that, but I need to be winning as well. I want to win. The reason why I play football is to win. So, if I'm losing, I don't care about the money situation. If I'm losing in a losing team, I want to win.
I want to win.
Yeah.
That actually nicely leads, basically, is that would you say, like, probably a question for you, like, what's your football philosophy? Do you think it matters as a manager in non-league to have a footballing philosophy, or would you say that, like, you might have a playing philosophy, but really and truly it's win by any means?
You have to have a philosophy. Otherwise, how do you get that message across to your players? Whether it's, say, from pre-season to all the way to the end of April, May, you have to have some sort of philosophy, because if you don't, how are you putting that message across when you are losing 3-0 maybe at half time? Well, you ain't told us nothing. And I got to remember what I was like, and the message I wanted as a player. I can see pound notes just in your corner, going, as long as we're getting our money, that's all right.
Wait,
We can go long all day, mate.
I'm all fixing your fresh, and you're talking about pound coins. I haven't seen your fresh.
I heard it. No, you know what? Generally, I think for me, you do, and I think I'm still learning. I'm not 37 yet. I'm sitting here in a manager's position, and I'm still learning now. My philosophy for me is what we do off the ball is so important in non-league. And you said about like getting it to certain players. I trust everyone on the ball. It's what we do off the ball, because I know what I was like. I was lazy, and I was like, I needed to like get into my I needed to get in my head right. As I got older, no, I need to do something for the team, and I had a trust in my sort of latter years with other managers that I was like, I want to do that for him, and I want to do it for the team. So now, reason I like the man management, and I like my players to, I hope they kind of like me in a sense, is that they want to do that, because my philosophy is very much like just work your nuts off, basically, because you got to put that in and instill that a little bit, work for each other. No matter what, if someone's having a bad game, pick them up, because when you've got on the ball, I'm going to get you basically over the halfway line. That's my mindset, is get you over the halfway line. I've brought you in, I'm paying you to be the player that I brought in.
What did I say? Once it goes past that halfway line, let's give it to the players I want. He just said it. He said, I'm gonna get to the halfway line. Defenders, you're out the picture now. You've done your job. So, now, anyone going forward, I just need you to do your job. Really, I'm paying you. Do it.
Yeah, of course. I think. Listen, there's obviously you're gonna have patterns and stuff like that. You're gonna go for, and everyone's gonna do that, and that's where everyone comes up and goes with a glowing reference. Oh, I've got B license, A license. I've done this. I've done that. Like. All right, I've played against teams that will try and bop us off the park for 90 minutes, and then all right, we'll just play it over the top then 1-0. That's not league. Yeah. So that, I think that's where, for me, as I said, I just want people to believe in what I want to do off the ball. So whether we're there sort of going on the counter press, whether we're whatever it is on that day.
So you change your tactics from game. Each game is a different tactic for you. Because some managers will literally just play their strength always.
Hell no.
But you're saying you literally look what you got in front of you and say, this is what we're going to do.
I've probably got the third lowest budget in the league. I have to.
Do you know what though? I like. It's interesting you've just brought up that point, because like, in like where I'm managing now at Dulwich, I was doing that where I'm going up against team by team. So I'm at training, we're working on who we've got on the weekend. But then I got bit in my arse where, like, I've had a cup game against Fulham, and I've watched footage, and I've watched them play 3-4-3, and I watched this game and that game and this game, and we worked on like a 4-4-2 diamond and all these things like leading up for the weekend. First 20 minutes, we went down 2-0, and I was like, I've roofed this. So I just went back to how we play and what we know. So I went back to my formation, 3-5-2. We played exactly like how we want to play. And we was 2-2 by half time. And after that, like my assistant said to me, I think we done the wrong thing in training. I think we focused too much on the opposition to us basically. So it was like a learning curve at that time where actually I thought I was getting it right because I was winning. We were top of the league, and then Fulham came and said, "Is it?"
That too.
Do you know what I mean? And then played 4-3-3 against us, and I was like, I've just watched all this footage and done all this work when really I should have just focused on us.
So you can do that, but my philosophy still hasn't changed. I don't change what we do when we've got the ball.
When you're after the halfway line.
Basically. But what we do off the ball to counter them may be different. If I play against... we played against Chertsey, who are top of the league at the moment, like flying. You know, they'll be seen in Ishmael and Prem next year for sure. Like, we knew that they will just try and hold on to that ball and play, and they'll just look for spaces. So I was like, if I go and do my usual press, we're done. Because we'll get picked apart. So we didn't change the shape too much, like kept the same personnel. We just sat right. I'm not going to sit in a low block. We'll just get them just as they come into towards the halfway, and then let's just see if they break us down. 0-0. We took it, and they've gone. We just weren't going to score a goal.
Yeah,
Great,
yeah.
they're top of the league. We're at that time. I think we were like 15th at the time.
Yeah, so you
But
had
then
no
that started
business being there.
The thing with that though is that we didn't concede a goal against top of the league, and they've just been bopping everyone. Next 4 games I had are all in the top 6. Did we lose to them? No, we didn't, because now the players have got this belief in what we've just done. So I get it. You can't change everything about what you do. You can't do that. You've got to have the fundamentals of what you want to do. But I wouldn't change everything completely.
No, I learned that one the hard way.
Well, like, as a player, like, do you not feel like, there's ever been a game, where it's like, you're like, okay, cool, they're good, but like you're over bigging them up so much. It's like, what about us? Do you get it?
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah, I've been in that situation. When I was at Huddersfield, I've been playing against Newcastle away, and the manager we had was a serious manager, and I felt like we see, like, obviously Newcastle away, St James's Park, mad fans, everything like that. Yeah, so you kind of sometimes you show teams a bit too much respect, and then when you get on top a little bit, you're like, hold on a minute. Bro, we weren't expecting this.
They're playable. They're humans as well.
But then, literally, and then we end up beating them 2-1 away, and it was like, you actually think to yourself, sometimes you do go into a team showing them too much respect, but there always needs to be that respect that you got to give certain teams, because if you don't, that's when teams that, like you say, they come up there and they give you a nice one, but
3-0 down in the first 30 minutes. Gaffer was right. Gaffer was right.
So there's something that you mentioned earlier, you two mentioned earlier about the changing room. So slight change of subject. But let's talk about the changing room, basically what the changing room can be like. What have you experienced or been involved in or witnessed changing room bust-ups?
Yeah, of course I have, man.
No, you've been quiet for a long time.
I've never been involved in one, because I've always kept myself to myself like that, but I've seen many.
Warranted, not warranted? What kind of stuff would you say can cause changing room bust-ups?
Bad performances, losing, getting battered. Literally, when you've lost, especially when you've been getting battered, regardless of the situation, people are pointing their fingers. No one ever takes the blame. Sometimes people will take the blame. Oh, sorry, gave away a penalty. But there's always, if that guy don't do that, someone's gonna tell him, or there's always that like finger pointing.
Yeah.
And then people don't just take the finger pointing. People always got to say something back. Or,
what do you mean, is it?
I thought the point would just be like more like, do you know what?
No, man,
because think about it. If I know that it was me and you're saying it's me, what am I going to say? No, it wasn't me.
Yeah, but it gets to the point, like...
I have, but I'm saying, like, as a pro, like, if I know I've done wrong, I've been doing this my whole life and I've done wrong, and you say, that was your man, he scored from a corner, that's your fault. What am I going to do? No, it wasn't.
Yeah,
but it was my man.
But sometimes it's the way you say, like, people come in and like, obviously,
you dickhead, literally.
Yeah, but people can come in and say anything. Obviously, you got angry people in your team, so people are like, hold on, like, don't talk to me like that. If you're gonna even pull me aside, or like, it could be anything like that, and next minute it just erupts. And
I'm not gonna lie, and maybe this is from like a woman's perspective, so it is different, but like only this season have I experienced my first changing room bust ups, like in men's environment, and to me I was like, this is mad. Like I've never seen like the way it can go from 0 to 100 in like 4 seconds. Someone's getting banged in the face, then you're gonna shower, and then you're gonna spud after. And I think, what is happening?
Yeah, no, I've never really seen it where it carries on like days later.
Always done.
It's always done. Yeah, that's what I like though. Like sometimes it's obviously if it's a serious one, then you kind of.
But someone will just phone someone after. Yeah, bro, it got a bit mad, did it? Yeah, it's cool. And then it's done.
It's like when you were younger growing up, you would have a fight with your friend and go play football with them 20 minutes later.
Yeah, boys do.
Boys will do that. Yeah. Because it's just a fight. Like, we don't hate you. It's just in that moment. It's anger at the moment.
Sometimes a bust up not so serious, is needed. It brings you together sometimes.
Well, how do you manage that? Let's say like as a player, it's different, isn't it? As a manager, it's like, do you just kind of let them scrap it out for a second and then get involved?
100%. What happened about his player manager?
You gotta get involved.
It's tight.
Because I've seen that one.
You might swing a bag.
I'm talking about we're losing half time.
Yeah.
Gaffers came in.
I mean,
threw a table at someone.
Whack. I've had I'm not gonna drop his name. I've had the the old rack of old water bottles smashed over.
Yeah.
Mine, you know when you're looking down, try not to have eye contact, and it comes flinging up in my eye. I was like, yeah, great. Now in the next 10 minutes, I've got the physio patching up my eye. I've been there, but there is a winning mentality that you want to have. So you got 11 guys, the staff. Subs are probably out and getting warm or whatever, but hungry at half time. If there's a mistake, there's that winning mentality. For me, I let them have it. In fact, if I can see the fieriness before I even got in, I'm having a cup of tea for a couple of minutes and letting them do it.
Treating it like hockey.
Yeah. You got
they're scrapping each other.
Let it happen, because otherwise it's just I'm become a parent. Kids. So actually, at that time, let your siblings tell you about yourself, basically, at that time.
Yeah.
Because they're going to hear it. Because you listen to your peers at that point more so than your parent or your manager. So I would always let them do it.
So if scenario here, not in the agenda, but I love to do this.
You do.
So if you have, let's say, a senior player.
I knew he was going to do this.
A senior player ends up having a bust up with one of the youngsters.
You're in the change room.
How young?
Yeah, I don't agree.
We're talking a 32-year-old decides to lay hands on a 23-year-old.
I don't agree with that. No. But if I've seen young players be lippy towards an experienced player, and I've seen people get dragged up. So in that sense, I think
you're running it
I think you deserve it. But if he's made a mistake, the young boy, and as a senior player, you go at him for that. There's ways to deal with things.
Because he's young, or in general?
Yeah, because obviously he's got time to learn about everything. Yeah.
Were you ever draped up as a young player?
Yeah, but I was draped up because it was my fault, so I deserved it.
Did you think that at the time?
No.
I thought I was doing the right thing. But then I got draped up. But then other senior players come up to me and said, you was in the wrong. And then I'm like, yeah, cool. So then I go and apologise. Right. But I deserve it. And that's that. So
now it's just like a cycle. As a 23, now you deserve it.
Yeah. I held it. That was when I was 17, 18.
Yes. Yeah, so I think now it's tougher. If you asked that question 10 years ago, close my eyes. Now, because of society a little bit and the younger generation, you have to be even more careful.
Yeah, you got to be super careful now.
Yeah.
I still think that as a young player, you need to get that little bit of drapes, and you have to, man.
It's missing. I'll be real, some of the change rooms I've been in, the young boys, when young boy, see a talented young boy that's good at ball, the most to say.
Yeah.
And it's mad because they're so good, they feel like they're always right. But it's experience prevails.
Yeah.
And when you're young, you think, no, I know. But when someone has done the same thing as you for the last 10 years ahead of you, they've seen it. Yeah. They've done it. They're trying to help you. But you don't see it like that.
See it, yeah.
But you can't do that now.
Yeah,
no way.
100% not.
Would you just spoke about young, talented players, yeah? How's been both of your experience in terms of seeing young, talented players that could or could not make it in the programme? Any ones that are attitude issues could make it, but not you. I'm not.
Wait, hold on. She gave me the tap. You know?
She said that.
Attitude issues.
No, I meant because you just spoke about young.
Yeah, she had it.
You're not even young. You're a senior player now, mate.
I'm a senior. I'm grown.
You're a senior now.
No attitude problems.
What?
None.
What?
I'm a senior in the change room.
You are.
I know.
Damn right.
So I'm on pens.
Being the overs in the X category.
For me,
Nottingham Gems.
You probably, because you've been in the programme, you probably think.
To be fair, Hornchurch, we got a serious team here. But we got an experienced team as well. But we have had players on loan that are young. We just had a centre half, Jack Taylor. I think he just signed his pro today.
He did today, yeah. Sutton.
Really good player, man. I could see him actually playing at a higher level.
Right.
I think listen, man. I'm not gonna lie. Not just because I play for them or Hornchurch. I've got a team where most players could play league football.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. We got a team that's like a really good side.
Yeah.
So, but when it comes to the young players, with Jack Taylor, he was actually a really quiet kid, but he was serious, man. Yeah.
Which one is he? Did he play when you played?
Nah, he only come for not even. I think it was just a month that he came for, and he's gone back to Sutton now.
Signed it today.
Signed the pro today.
Big man, big him up for that.
But that is I say a testament to Sutton, to be fair, because I got 2 of their lads on loan with us, and their attitudes are spot on in terms of they know it's a job in a sense that there's a potential job for them as well. They're on loan with us. Attitudes have been spot on. Not only that, because they know obviously they get reported back anyway as to how they are, but they're not even close. You know firsthand, they're not even close to making it yet. These guys, right? But they're on the right trajectory in terms of mindset and attitude towards the game. My problem I have, and I've got a young squad, and most of them are okay. I'm not going to bury them. Most of them are okay, right? But you know, I've let go of a couple, and they're good players. But when they are in the wrong, they're not even close to. Even if it was like away from the change room, like sorry gaffer, or like not even if they don't apologise to me but apologise to their teammates. Sometimes I just ask, like, senior lads, has anyone of them come up to you and said like sorry or whatever, and they're like no, and then that's the bit that kills me a little bit.
Do you think that's what Labels plays with, that bad egg?
Yeah.
Like mentality, that bad egg label.
Probably.
My vision of a bad egg is maybe different to some people. I will grin and bear certain things. I'm gonna be pissed in my head like at times, but my bad egg thing is actually the respect for your teammates more so than me.
Agreed. Yeah.
Like as I mentioned, I see myself almost as the parent, and I'm looking after. I've got some young lads in there, and I'm looking after everyone. In fact, I am the most senior person in there.
Of course.
So to me, I'm like, I'm gonna get that. You're gonna naturally get that bite back. But as soon as you start disrespecting your teammates, as soon as you start disrespecting the club, because there's a lot of volunteers in the non-league, then you're getting a bad egg for me.
Would you agree in terms of the bad egg?
Yeah, 100%.
Label?
I think bad egg gets thrown around a lot for players that are misunderstood, you know?
Yeah.
Like talented players that like, sometimes there's players that coaches, like they don't really know how to get the best out of them, and they'll say he's a bad egg. And it's not that he's a bad egg. He just doesn't know, you don't know how to communicate what you want with him. And everyone learns differently.
Would you say that you've been a bad egg?
What? No, I haven't been a bad egg.
Just asking.
I haven't been a bad egg ever.
Would you say anyone would say that you're a bad egg?
She drank after as well, you know?
Man.
She sipped after.
Who does this stuff? What do you mean? Do you think I'm a bad egg? You coach me.
I don't think you're a bad egg.
All right then, so we're good.
I'm just asking you if anybody would say that you're a bad egg.
Do you know what, yeah?
Because we definitely had a debate about whether you're easy or not to coach the other day.
Yeah, and you were wrong and I was right.
Shut up.
Just saying. But I don't think I'd ever be considered a bad egg, and I would say why.
You're an unruly egg.
No, I don't think so, because
An unruly egg.
no,
The new eggs now, they got all different.
See, like a scrambled egg.
Yeah. No. I don't think I'm a bad egg.
You're a scrambled egg.
No, I don't think so. No, do you know what it is? Yeah, like me personally, like respect works both ways. Coaches and players, we all know this. Yeah.
About respect.
No, it's the truth. Alright, let's be real. Like, obviously, in non-league, like, there's different levels of IQ in football, yeah, and that happens all along the league, all along the levels, isn't it? Yeah. If I have a coach that genuinely is telling me stuff, and I'm like, I've tried this now 5 times in a row, it's not worked. So what's the next step? And you're getting mad at me. How can I respect what you're saying to me? Because I'm doing what you want me to do, but it's not working. And then now if I go do something else and it works, you can say, oh, he's not following what I'm saying. But I've done what you want 5 times. So on that scenario, I could be considered a bad egg. Because if I try something 2 or 3 times in a row and it hasn't worked, I'm not going to do it again.
They don't have a plan B. Basically.
Yeah. Like if they say, I want you to get down the line and cross it on your left foot, and every time I cross it on my left foot, it gets blocked, I'm definitely coming inside.
Yeah, of course.
You get it? They're like, no, we got a big number 9. He needs to score goals from crossing. Well, I've tried that 3 times. And for me, it's like, it's logic.
The only other part of a bad egg, maybe, to me, is normally players that are disgruntled already, because it starts to kick off, but it's in both sides. So this is something I've had to learn, and I'm still learning, is when you've got your starting 11 and you kind of know your starting 11, there's probably 1 or 2 that are definitely knocking on the door, and then your lads that you're like, okay, they're not ready yet, and they're gonna be subs or whatever, or maybe not even making a squad. It's those guys you have to watch the most. Because whether it's warm up, whether it's training, you know, full time. If you lose, they're your worst enemy as a manager at times, because because they're going to be quick to say something either about you, the manager, tactics, and this is going to come back to the management thing. Is like you got to have like the right style, because otherwise they're like, why didn't I play? He's getting that wrong. They're not doing this. They're not doing.
I'm not going to lie. Bass knows me. Those players can't play for me.
No, but
I think you're a bad egg as a coach.
That's what I'm saying. That's for me is where then it's like for me is the bad egg, because why don't you come to me as the manager? Why don't you go, if you don't want to speak to me because you feel like you might get insight, speak to one of the coaches. If you don't want to do that, speak to one of the senior players to ask, what do I need to do to get in the team?
But if there's this is just my personal opinion, if there's a player that you've got how big's your squad?
We're about 19.
That's quite a light squad, to be honest.
Light.
Do you know what I mean? That's quite light. So if you've got a squad of 19, let's say, and you're going to travel with 16, so at max, if everyone's fit, then 3 players are going to miss out. Now, we're talking about a 40-game season, essentially. Now, at some point, all 19 players are going to play at some point. Even if they play 15 minutes here, they play 20 minutes 4 games later, they play whatever. At the end of the day, and Bass has heard me say this a million times, if at the end of the season we win something, all 19 players are going to get promotion on the CV, cup win on the CV, whether you played 20 minutes, whether you played 17 games in a row. The point is that together, as a 19-man squad, you're going to be able to say, when I was at so-and-so, I got promoted. So if you come to me selfishly and say to me, oh, well, why am I not in the squad today? But at the end of the season, when you're doing this with the you're not going to be asking about why you didn't play for 5 games in a row. Because you're going to be popping bottles at everyone else.
I've had played after 5 games into the season, because they haven't done that.
Yeah, then
Have you got any bad eggs in your squad?
I like you. You're going back.
No, I'll tell you what, and I'm not going to say his name. Yeah, but he was you know, like the mouldy fruit thing. They say you put the mouldy fruit in the bowl and it starts. I had one of them, and he's a very good player. And I know I can feel eyes on me because I had a conversation with someone about him. Right, he's a very, very good player, very talented. But if you want to talk about bad egg, it was green. He was a green egg. Yeah, like he was so bad. Yeah,
that's mad.
And I had to, and since moving him on, the changing room is suddenly it's like a big shining light on it. Yeah, and it has. So, there is those problems, and that's where you've got to identify that as a manager. And sometimes you rely on sort of senior players, and you have to ask: Is this a problem? You know, because you don't always see everything that goes on. So I got a light squad for that very reason. I said talk about budget. We don't have anyone on contract, so you can't keep 25 players happy if they're not on a contract. You can't leave that many people because no one's getting their money. Because you get your money if you're in the squad. If you ain't in the squad, then I don't know, whatever your job is, you're having to do like on a Saturday. So that's kind of where we're at. But listen, that's non-league, and that becomes that extra element for a non-league manager.
Yeah.
I actually got a question for you though. Have you played against any, like, obviously you play on the wing or you play like, in the pocket sometimes, you come inside and receive it. I've played against you, I know.
That sounds like trauma to me.
Not trauma. But like, have you played against any like fullback, like direct fullbacks, or like anyone you played against and you're like, right, like he's very good for a young boy, like he's actually a good player in this
league?
Yeah.
Wait, can I just write these down when you're...
I'm not gonna lie, you know who I played against? He had me on lock, and I thought to myself, bro, like this is what it's like. He played against me at Carl Shorten at home.
Williams, non-league gem.
Bro, he was
non-league gem.
No, he was annoyed. He was kicking me. He was dashing. And I was thinking, horrid. Bro, what's going on? I was thinking to myself. That's when I actually thought to myself, bro, Scans, are you still good at football?
I'll be real. That game, I'll be real. He was unreal. But it is, we were on him from before. He was like, don't get toasted, you know. Bro,
I swear down, the last thing you got was toasted. I was literally, I come off here. I remember I got subbed here. This was like only first 3 games or something like that.
Yeah, it was early.
Bro, I come off here. I had cuts on my knees. My hand was hurting for some reason. I was like, I see when you're just looking down, my hair was all out, and I was just like, bro, I had a hard day there.
Talk about non-league gems, yeah. So we've been highlighting talented players in non-league. It's been going out on Instagram, Twitter as well. Yeah. So it's been met with a bit of like mixed reviews, basically. So we've had some some players contact to say that, you know, you've got to take this down because my gaffer's not happy about the fact that I've been highlighted. So from both perspectives, let's say, like from a manager's perspective, how would you feel if one of your players was highlighted?
How would you feel?
Do you want to know how I feel?
Did it happen to you?
How do you feel?
So how did you feel? How did you feel?
Honestly,
I was pissed. Listen,
But why was you pissed? Why was you pissed?
you know what? I was close to this player. That's why. Like, I was actually quite close to this player. So last year, I was like helping out Lingfield, who was step 5. I didn't have a club, and they were like, "Can you help out?" I said, "Yeah, no problem." And then a friend of mine, who was a manager at Hayward Heath, said, "Got a couple of players. Can you take them on loan? They're not getting anywhere near us." Yeah, no problem. This lad, I'm going to say his name because he deserves his flowers as well. Nabil Ghanem, yeah, he came in, and all I got from the gaffer originally was he's raw. He needs a bit of guidance, and just, I know you won't let him get away with anything. So I was like, okay, came in, I was like, this kid is on the ball, he's outrageous, but he will be trying to do Cruyff turns on his own penalty spot, right, and then trying to meg someone on the edge of the 18, and then he'll run and score a goal, or he'll give it away doing it, and you're 1-0 down, right? Yeah. So it was just, okay, I know what I need to do with this kid. I had him for probably like a couple of months, and then their manager at the time at Hayward Heath, their assistant manager moved on. He said, "Do you fancy like a bit of a step up?" I was like, "Yeah, no problem." And I said to him, "Bring him, like bring the bill, like I've got him where you need him." And he ended up actually performing really well for the club. And when SCR came about, I was like, he's the first one I want to take, and he was more than happy to do so because I'd kind of guided him in that way, and that was the conversation we had. So he came in, and my conversation with him was, you can probably play higher, but you need to go and have a season of just make it in a bill show for a season, get those stats up, and maybe, you know, a Twitter account down the line might highlight you. Might highlight
down
you.
the line.
Yeah, down the line. He was ready. Exactly. He was ready. Exactly. And I was like, yeah, you know, and even throughout the season, I was like, I know he's knocking on my door, and I'm like, you're not quite there yet. You're still making certain, for me, mistakes that you won't get away with at those that higher level, because it's even probably more cutthroat, because everyone is on, or most are on contract, or most will just like, well, move you on because they can afford to. And he, you know, I was like, okay, fine, like, I will help you, and I'll speak to certain teams. You know, I've got a network of people I know, and then I get a message going, have you seen Twitter? I went, what? And he said, oh, Nabil's put himself out on Your Fresh TV. Like, and I was like, what? And I was like, what are you on about? And I was like, let me go and have a look at this. And I saw it, and I was like, really trying to like help you a little bit. You're not.
Be honest. What is your thoughts at that time? You see it on Twitter.
I'm pissed because you know what it is that I know that, like, if you look at the highlights, he should be playing Tuesday nights for the Champions League game. Do you know what I mean? If you look at the highlights,
good job.
But
good job. Behind the camera, good job, you.
But I'm looking at going, well, you don't know the full picture, and I was like, you know what, we could have done this together at the end of the season, and you wouldn't have needed to go potentially online. I could have done this for you. And after I got that, it must have been a good, I'm going to say within the hour, 7th day I came in.
Right.
And
good work again.
Yeah. But at the time it was like, and I looked at it and I went, okay, it's not the level above or anything like that. He won't go, but he did. And that
it wasn't the level above.
Same level, different. So we're South Central, they're South East, and he went there. And I'm gonna say, he didn't even double his cash.
Is it closer to home?
Yeah, but for me, it's closer to home, but it's not. It wasn't a big enough jump for me to go. I understand it.
I think this is a bit biased. I'll be honest. Only because it's closer to home. He's getting more money. Same level. Why not?
I'm going to say it's about 10, 15 minutes max.
Are you still pissed about it?
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah, you know what? No, I tell you, I am. The reason I am, I was disappointed. As I said, I was close to the player. I've been trying to help him out. And the reason I'm saying I was pissed is because I'm probably more disappointed, because I thought, actually, you're not actually helping yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, I get
Do you
that.
think, because when you said you were willing to help him get there and you wanted to help him get there, do you think then that it may come down to the fact that he's made that move and you're no longer a part of the journey?
Yes. There is that part.
If I look at Rovers,
what's that? If I look at Rovers, I'm not going to get anything. I'm not his agent. I want anything like that. But I would rather put him in a position where actually you're going to shine again, because the reason is not that solely down to me, but I give you a bit of more of a leeway. I give you a bit more license to shine.
Yeah.
And when you need a firm hand, you'll get it from me. And I was just like, it was a bit of a kick in the teeth, because I was
How did you actually react? Like, what did you actually do in that time?
Someone got a phone call.
Likely the man behind the camera.
Yeah. But I think it was just, as I said, I think for me it was just that initial what are you doing? Bad timing. We just trained, and he was ready for Saturday. Then that went out the very next day. 7-dayer came in. Well, I don't play players, and rightfully or so, whether someone says I'm right or wrong, this is just my opinion. If someone gets a 7-dayer, I will tell them instantly. I don't hide it. I tell them instantly.
Yeah,
and if they say to me, "Oh, I want to talk to them," I'm like, "No problem. I've got no issue with that. You ain't playing Saturday."
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Do you know why? Like, I've been in positions where managers have done this to me as well, And just remember, like, you have your network of players. I need to have my network of players, because we might have, in a situation, there might be in somewhere where we fall out. And it's not that I dislike you or you dislike me. I might not work in this team anymore. And it's like, cool, I'm going to speak to him. I'm going to say, do you know what? I really respect you and I appreciate you like wanting me to come, but I'm happy where I am. It's just to build a network. So if that doesn't work out, he can go there. And I feel like a lot of managers don't see it from that point of view. It's like, oh, if you're doing that, that means you don't really want to be here. It's never about not wanting to be somewhere.
It's not,
it's not about whether you want to be here.
Yeah.
It's just that I now know there is a potential that you're out the door.
But
so do you want to plan without?
So do you want on Saturday? But on Saturday, how you people will always have in a mindset. I would like to hear it from your side when you've got transfer rumours or your agent is saying stuff. Like, how are you? Maybe it's different because it's a full-time job. I'm just saying for me on that Saturday, you've initiated something. You've initiated something by sending out highlights. Not just him, but other players. You've then initiated something else by wanting to talk to this other team. I know it's on his doorstep. Every part of me is going, I know where this is going. Do I play him Saturday? I didn't. Do you know what? So I'm not completely the bad guy. I could have waited the 7 days.
I'm not completely the bad
guy.
So we had a manager remove his player from the matchday squad because we highlighted him. Is that Sam?
No. I waived the 7 day. I waived the 7 days so he could speak to him.
So he could go,
Because I was like, well, look, there's obviously something there. So I tell you what, let me find out now. And if you stay, great. If you don't, at least I know, and then I can prepare for Saturday. Because at the same time, I come back to the fact that I've got a 19-man squad. If I play him, and then he leaves, and someone wasn't in the squad, and they've seen all this happening, I could lose another player. I could lose 2 on the bounce.
But can I be honest with you? Like, I'm saying it from a player that's like had 7 days coming after I've played silly on a Tuesday against the team, and they're putting a 7 day on. My manager told me, and he's like, you're not until you make a decision, you're not coming back to training ground. You're not being around the team until you make a decision. And for me, I'm just saying, like, he's like, and I'm like, I didn't even spoke to me yet. Like, they could put in a 7 day and they might not speak to me till the Thursday or the Friday, because they might be speaking to other players, but you're not gonna let me come and train, or you're not gonna let me be involved in the game because they want to speak to me. That's like, if there was an opportunity to go somewhere else for you, you would hear what they said. You wouldn't just say no. You would always hear.
So how does it make you feel as a player?
Me, it's like, I just feel like you don't value me and you don't trust me as a player. Like, non-league, there's no trust in that. But you're saying that man management is so key. And you're saying that you feel like you trust your players, and like, players will make bad decisions. And they'll think it's guaranteed. If they're not on a contract, they can go when they want.
Yeah, of course.
So like, even if he goes to a team that is the same league or 3 leagues up, you still lose him. So it doesn't make a difference where he's going, realistically.
So the conversations I'm having with him in the summer is like, come and do the season, and I will get you there. And basically, at the end of the season, I will put you in touch with whoever you need to be put in touch with, and then the rest is up to you. I can't hold your hand at that point. So that's that. If it was just someone, I rang you up in the summer,
Yeah.
I fancy it. Yeah, I'll come down, make sure my money's right. I give you the money, you come play, and then a 7-dayer comes in, and then in that same manner, I'd probably do the same thing. And if you left, I'd be like, it's one of them things.
Yeah.
Me, what I've just said to you guys, this one was a bit personal because we
you
had
had a
kind
plan,
of built that
innit?
relationship.
Don't get me
Bit
wrong.
of a
It's like,
plan.
do you remember before you went to Carshorten the first time,
Yeah.
and we were speaking, and I was saying to you, do a season in
Round Prem.
Round Prem, yeah, and then because of the money, you were like, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go here.
Stop saying there's money on camera, man. I don't just want money. I want to win.
Did you finish your season anywhere?
Ah.
Because you.
I was at Tooting for 4
Not
years.
Tooting, not
How can
Tooting.
you say? How can you say
After
that?
Tooting,
I'll top goal
after
scorer in a
Tooting.
decade. You tell me I went out of team.
No, after Tooting, it was like, I'm gonna go here
That
because
was
they got
one
this, they got this,
season.
they got that. Yeah, so I was telling you,
Oh,
complete
yeah.
your season.
Alright, cool. I hear
Complete
you.
your season. Now,
Yeah.
if you wasn't my player, we were speaking as friends.
Yeah,
do you know what I
yeah.
mean? Now, if you was my player, I say my player, but you're playing for my club, and I say to you, listen, just do one season, because if you get your stats up, your numbers up, like what you said,
Yeah.
the moves will come, and then a 7-dayer comes in, and then you want to flirt a little bit, basically. I probably will be a little bit burnt that you just haven't listened to my advice, basically. But I probably would have done the same thing. Go the 7-dayer, let you go, whatever. But I probably would be a little bit burnt.
Can
that
I
you
be
just,
honest,
I'm
though?
trying to advise you, didn't listen.
No, I hear you lot, yeah, and I hear you. But because I've been a young player that got good stats. I've been there. I've been the managers that have told me, like, listen, stay with me for this season. At the end of the season, if you do this and you do this, I'm going to get you here. And I've done that. I've done that 3 years in a row. And guess what happened? The manager kept me at the team doing the same thing for the next 3 years.
So do you think you would discourage highlights now?
That's
No.
what I was about to go into.
No, because I wish I had them.
But then,
Yeah.
I really do. No,
Yeah.
because I really do. Like, if I look now,
So
I was playing at Ashburton. I was playing at
It's actually
Ashburton.
sick that
Yeah.
you can do that. Yeah.
we, I literally grew up with the lads in Addiscombe, so I was playing
Yeah,
at
yeah.
Ashburton Park. Yeah, and then went to
That's where I live.
went to certain games. Played games. I didn't see anything. You were lucky to get a photo.
Yeah.
It was if you were lucky if clubs had a photographer. So, you back then as a player, you had to initiate in non-league almost everything yourself, and try and make sure that a manager, you can build up a trust of your own network like managers to say, well, I have done this, and they the only thing now you've got is stats.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So highlights are great, but if I went off highlights, my squad would be 150.
And sometimes when I see the highlights, it's what you put with the highlights. It's like the Neymar of non-league or something. And I'm like, bro,
I saw that one. I saw that one recently.
I
saw that one recently still.
I see that.
Yeah.
All of that.
Gassy, man, you got
I'm just like,
gassy.
I'm like, what? That is serious.
That's a big name, you know.
Next to me, you're gonna have Man City in the Arsenal.
See some serious teams down there. Literally.
Yeah.
They think
And the
Neymar-
highlights are crazy as
And they're
well.
looking mad. Bro, he really is the next Neymar.
Do you think this is why like these non-league players are like connecting to these like random agents, because they don't know how to get the opportunities? And let's talk about the non-league agents.
I've never really come across non-league agents in that yet, but
You've been in non-league for like 5 minutes.
yeah, that's what I mean. I didn't even know there was like agents like that. Yeah, but for me, the highlight thing, I think it's amazing, man. I actually think it's, for a manager, I get it, but for a player, that's potential. Like you could get like a league club, or you could actually live your dream just through social media. So
Yeah.
if you can do that, then listen, man, I'd give every type of highlight.
100%.
Don't you think it takes away a bit of like hard work though? Because you just said, that like you got picked up at Croydon District, you scored the goal in the final, and now a scout or a club can just have a little cheeky look on Insta or a look on Twitter.
Yeah, but I think
and pick up the player that they think they saw. On the
yeah, but that's
highlights.
why all they got to do is bring him in for a trial, then they see, he actually isn't good enough. Then
See you
just
later.
See you later. Yeah,
I
go
feel
back
like-
to the club.
I feel like the highlights just give a higher volume of people a chance to go to trials.
Yeah.
Because think about it, if a scout is at your game, he's gonna miss all those other games.
Yeah, of
But
course.
he can go online now and see 10 other people playing like, bro, like, do you know what? They all play in the same position. Bring them all in. Let them have a look at all of them, and whoever's best on the day gets the position.
That's what you've just said there though. They need to watch the whole game. But if you get access, so I think
True.
what I said, I think the platform is amazing, and if the scout's worth his weight, he's gonna then go contact. Can I look? Either come down and watch the game or see the whole. highlight thing.
Obviously,
And
you got to make the content. You see
Yeah,
a highlight,
yeah.
you make the content.
And
Or
that's-
you ring someone and say, "Is
Yeah.
this player good?"
And that is so it's great. You're highlighting players, and I think that is fantastic. I think for me, in my situation, I'm being selfish here. I've got, as I said to you, small budget. I have to go and unearth certain bits of talent, like where I can in certain places. I have to do maybe certain bits of other work, wheeling and dealing. I'm like, please do this in March, guys. Do you know what I mean? That was kind of my thing. But listen, the whole footage, getting out, like being seen, it is awesome because I get sent clips every day.
I'm not gonna lie, I get sent clips, and these players are arse.
Yeah, it's bad. Some of them are bad.
I want
They're so
they're bad in the highlights.
Yeah. I know the player.
Oh,
do you know what I mean? So like somebody else, like this happened to me the other day. Someone sent me a clip, like a highlight reel of a player, but they didn't know that I used to coach that player like years ago. So the highlights look sick. Yeah. But I know this player's arse. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So I'm thinking, whoever's cut this up has done a bloody good job. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's the minute you're saying it.
And you know what I find the hardest with some of these that come across is when I look at the standards potentially they're playing at. Now again, you can have some great players that are playing on the pearly way. You know what I mean? And they're like, but if I see the highlights, someone's got a VO on the pearly way. The first question is, how did it stand up in the wind? The VO. But secondly, like, I'm like, this is pretty ballsy that you're now sending this from park football to someone at the in the National League system in a sense. Yeah. So I'm like, I don't look at them. I do and I don't. That's the big bit I need to look at and go. If I speak to a scout, can you do me a favour? Can you go here and go and what? They'll be like, what?
Yeah.
Go down to the park.
Yeah, basically.
Do you know
and
what?
that comes back full circle where you've got to rely maybe on the bigger teams to go and unearth someone at the school districts and in the parks and stuff like that.
Have you talking about the money thing that we spoke about? Have you ever agreed? It might not be you because obviously it's out of the club's pocket, isn't it? So like, has the club, let's say anywhere you've been at, agreed an amount with a player, not stuck to the agreement? You've then got to manage that situation, or how would it feel if that happened to you? If somebody said we're going to give you 400 quid a week, no, I'm just making figures up now, but or whatever. I'm saying you're getting whatever.
Every time he's on hearing 100. What's 100? Get 100 out of it. You're saying 100. What's 100?
But how would you feel if you were promised a certain amount and then it's like, hold on, this ain't the amount?
That's not working with me because obviously I've come to do a job, and if I've come to do my job, obviously sometimes it don't work out in that. But if we're at an agreement, we've got to stick to our agreement. And I'm in there working all the time, working as hard as I can for you all the time. I'm gonna have bad games, I'm gonna have good games, but if we have an agreement, we've got to stick to the agreement. I know it don't work like that all the time in non-league and that, but for me, an agreement's an agreement, isn't it? We shake hands. Yeah,
and that's it. How have you had to manage a situation like that whereby obviously it's not coming out of your personal pocket, but the club's not paying that player?
I've not really had that issue, if I'm honest.
Okay.
I've had late payments. And
how did you manage that?
First off,
where's my money?
You know when we talk about the changing room, about it's not my fault, finger pointing, kind of gets like that a little bit. You're like first off, it's like, look, listen up, I don't press the button, but I will be your spokesperson and go and chase. If I need to start sharing screenshots to prove that I've done, I will do that. Because I need to keep my players happy. So I will be and defend them on that.
Yeah.
But I've been there as a player, and it used to be fair, it used to always be the little brown envelope, right? And I'd be like, you can feel that weight. I know that same weight every month, but right now, my hand is got an itch. What's going on? So I've had to have those conversations, and I always knew as I got older, I knew that chat was coming of the budget's getting cut. As soon as it started not being right for loads of people. Are you staying
if the budget's getting cut?
Yeah.
Huh? It depends where we're at.
If the budget's being cut, you're not doing well. If the budget is being cut in non-league, you're not doing well. It means you're not top 6 and you're not making it.
Listen, if someone says to me my wage is getting cut like that, then of course, clearly I'm not valued enough for me to stay there.
You're not going to break the bank for me.
So like obviously if we're not doing well, it means they might want to change things. So I'll be like, I'll have the conversation, but luckily I'm at a really good club, a really good chairman.
Phenomenal club. I love that club so much.
Yeah. Someone sorting out some highlights.
Would you say? I know that.
No, I got a question though.
Okay, go on.
I actually got a good question. Like,
Yeah.
obviously you're a manager. All managers speak. Like, all players speak. Like, do you know? Have you ever heard of a manager like not paying a player? And if so, what was the reason? Don't have to name any names or anything.
As in, like, you've agreed something, they've been getting paid and said, I'm not paying them anymore.
Like, maybe it could be, like, exactly like that. Obviously, you're a manager, you lot all talk, we all know this.
Nah, I haven't.
No, I'm saying, have you heard of any stories that, like, and they've given you a reason and you're like, do you know what, that reason actually makes sense?
No
like,
reason makes, it doesn't matter what happens, no reason makes sense. The only time I've seen something where there was an issue is someone was a contracted player and they weren't turning up.
Okay.
Oof.
And then suddenly showed their face, said they were injured, but didn't report to a physio, didn't show any proof of anything, and then they're asking for their money. Well, now you're, for me, breach of contract. And I've seen there was a big kerfuffle with it as well, and I was a bit like, well, you're not really the player for me is not in the right.
Yeah.
They're trying to go off the bit of paper and say, well, where's my money? But it's like, well, you haven't followed.
You're part of the contract.
Yeah, you're part of the contract. I've heard of managers that haven't paid players. I don't know them personally.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't put myself or in those circles of those people.
Even as a player, I've experienced it. Like, I remember
not being paid.
Yeah, like, you remember when I stopped first? There was time when Sunday football got like a bit bigger. Sunday football got more, like, more people were playing. Obviously, I was a kind of like a important person in my team.
For the Sunday team and the Saturday team?
Both teams.
I understand.
So, obviously, my manager was like to me, listen, he brought us all in. He was like, if you play on Sundays, you're getting fined £50. So I was like, cool, I'll take £50 because we need to win the Sunday game, innit? So I'm saying to the manager, listen, like, I'm not paying subs this week because, listen, I've got to pay £50. If I play today, I've got to pay 50. I'm not paying subs. And I need the food afterwards as well. Anyway, I'm saying this, cool. I've done it 2 weeks in a row because they needed me. So I've come back to training. They say, you're getting fined £250. And I said, right, like, but you said £50 again. They was like, no, but you've done it this Sunday, last Sunday. And they was like, we had a game Saturday, you played Sunday. We had a game Monday, you played Saturday. We had a game Monday, you played Sunday. Yeah. I was like, but listen, like, I'm not on contract. I was like, realistically, so I'm not on contract. If I want to go and play, I can go and play. But I understand my position in the team, and I'm taking this £50 fine. I'm being aware of my situation. I'm not arguing with you about the £50 fine, but I'm not taking $250. And I said, if I don't get this $250, I'm not playing the next 5 games. The next 5 games, we had top 6 in the next 5 games. I said, I'm not playing.
So that's a two-parter, because
I'm not playing.
you've agreed a fine. If he's agreed that's what the fine is, then and you've taken that action, that's fine. The other part is Sundays and Saturdays, and that argument has been going on for years.
To be honest with you, I'm not gonna lie, because obviously, as you guys know, I've managed in Sundays for years. Now, I just think, if your club turns around and says they don't want you to play Sundays, cool, innit? Whatever. Like, it's just, you're getting paid at Saturdays, innit? You're not getting paid here, so it's cool. But to be honest, I think there is a way in which you can be reasonable. So let's say, like, big up Pitts, my guy, But when I was at the Wall, let's say, I used to just text Pitts and say, is this player in the Saturday squad? Now, what Pitts would do is he would allow that player to play on the Sunday if they've played Saturday, as long as they don't have a game on the Tuesday. So if they don't have a game in the week, he's like, yeah, cool. Or he might say to me, he didn't play for me yesterday, actually, so he can play for you. Or give him one half. And because I've got a good relationship with Pitts, I'll just honour the agreement that we have. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to be like, actually, well, I know Pitts said that, but sneakily, can you give me another 30 minutes?
Oh, really?
Do you know what I mean? I would just respect. Yeah, I used to do it with the players. Well, not you, but me and Peter are cool as well. So it's like, to be honest with you, I think when you're managing Sundays, if you've got a good relationship with some Saturday managers, you can kind of pull a little bit of strings. You can.
It's hard to get that balance.
How would you feel if your player played on a Saturday and played Saturday and Sundays?
Surely you've got players that play Sundays.
I've got players that do it. The kick in the teeth is when they can't train because they're injured from Sunday. Because they played 90 for me.
And then 90.
And then just broke down. Like that's when the
hammy and that.
Yeah, that's when the hammies go. And all of a sudden, now I got them.
Yeah, I get it. That would be frustrating. I understand.
I don't have that player now.
Yeah.
That's probably the frustrating piece.
Yeah.
But like I said, you got people that have their own jobs. They're not getting paid and not getting paid Scannell money.
I just got gone back to Scannell.
Money. Do you know what?
So
I'm gonna call it that from now on. I need Scannell
Are you
money.
gonna give me Scannell money?
I do need Scannell money or not? Because if you not, I'm not valued
quiet
here.
over there.
I'm not valued here.
Yeah. That's so you kind of just have to be like, take it. You have to take on the chin.
Take
You're
it
gonna be
on the chin,
frustrated,
yeah.
but you're gonna have to do it.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
As a player, yeah, if I play Sunday and I get injured, I'm gonna be there Tuesday and I'm gonna get injured. I'll let you know this for free. I'm not. You'll never know in me. I got injured on Sunday. What? I'm coming. I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be having. I'm having a great game, but I'm playing for the. I might bank some painkillers to get through the training session. The moment someone touches me, I tell one of the bros, yeah, listen, just. Chop me down, just hit the knee.
Unruly egg.
Yeah.
Get the knee. Get the knee.
He scrambled.
Get the knee.
Scrambled.
Nah, but you got, listen, friends, football friends.
You're unruly.
Football friends.
So anyway, the last question before we get into the quickfire questions is, I just want to ask briefly to you about your experience of mentoring players. You've been mentoring young players.
Yeah.
How's that been? How's that going?
It's been going really well, to be fair. Since I come out of full time, I've always wanted to do it. Even when I was in football, I was good with all the young players at every club I've been at. And when I come out of full time, to be fair, when I've done my Achilles, so when I was still at Grimsby, I was doing a bit of mentoring. And then when I come out of it and I went to Hornchurch, I started just building it more and more. And I just mentor players with elite mindsets. If they want to get to the top, then I help them on that journey.
So, like, what does that look like? Is it like phone calls? Is it Zooms? Is
It's
it
like
meetups?
so basically it's like I normally do I do group or singles, yeah, but I like to do groups mainly.
Oh, you do
Yeah,
groups?
do group calls, yeah.
Okay.
I do single one-on-ones as well.
Right.
And it's like over 3 months, once a week calls over Zoom.
Yeah.
And literally I find out their struggles, their problems, what they're this is about them really.
Is that
and,
a paid service?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we are. How if a young player wants to, with an elite mindset, wants to be mentored by you, how do they do that?
Listen, through Insta. Say I've been contacted through Insta and that. Well, I'll have a call with them first, or not even say you're 15. Like the parents would normally be the ones that contact me.
Really?
Yeah.
You actually answer your Instagram DMs
Now I do, yes.
because there's money in there.
No, obviously now I've got my business and now I'm more professional with it. Before when I was playing football and that, I was kind of lazy with the way I done things. Yeah, Insta would just be Insta. I'll just post now and then get a couple likes and that's it. But now it's not just a football Insta anymore. It's a business.
It's a business now.
Yeah. So now I'm and obviously I want to help as many kids try and get to the top.
So young players
With
elite mindsets, that was key, by the way. So don't come with your nonsense.
Don't come with bad egg.
Yeah, don't come with scrambled egg vibes, basically. So
No, but I got a question.
yeah.
Like, have you ever thought about like doing like pop-ups for like elite people so they all can meet together and like they feel like they're a part of a community? Because like a lot of young people feel excluded because when you're so talented, it's hard. Even you might have friends that are good at football. You know there's a level difference between you two.
Yeah.
So it's like when you're surrounded by it, you feel like you're more like you're close to like a family kind of vibe.
Fair, I've never actually thought of that, but that's actually a good idea. Yeah.
Okay.
He wants 5%.
Your royalties,
He's gonna call me after this. Like,
What, you want a pop up, yeah? How much did you make that day?
Listen. So I need Scannell money.
Right, cool. So you don't have time to think about this. Yeah, so you've got to answer them quickly.
Okay, go on.
So, do you want to do one each?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
No, I'm joking.
Never wants to
Go on,
work.
go on.
So,
I just thought of a whole business plan. What are you talking about? Not working.
He's on his phone writing it down.
Hey, what?
are you ready? Yeah?
Yeah, go on.
Okay. Best non-league football stadium or pitch?
Chatham.
Hornchurch.
Yeah, Homer.
I agree. I love
dear.
the running track around the football pitch.
Bands at Hornchurch, yeah. Hey, top tier.
Best non-league food.
Farnham.
I haven't eaten, to be fair. I'm being serious. Actually,
You don't eat.
I don't eat, but I'm gonna say.
It's a fine, surely.
No,
surely
no.
it's a
Wait,
fine.
is this after the game?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Lewis.
I don't never eat after games.
Lewis
Really.
is good.
Why?
Lewis.
See, after games, I get belly aches and that, so I don't really.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough.
To be fair, no, I'm not gonna lie. We have decent food at Hornchurch as well, you know.
No.
But no,
No, he did just say Carl.
Yeah,
Short.
Carl
Food
Short,
at
yeah.
Carl Shorten.
It's actually changes still. Like sometimes we have like a veggie curry with rice. Sometimes we have chicken curry.
I
mac and
had
cheese.
the veggie curry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good
Fair.
still. It's actually good food
Yeah.
still. Like it's nice.
Okay, that's fair enough. Big up Carl Shorten.
Yeah, big number.
Best non-league supporters.
Basingstoke.
Oh, okay.
Hornchurch.
I'm gonna try. I'll try and stay away from Hornchurch, yeah, because Hornchurch. I'm gonna say Hornchurch. But I even forgot about the supporters. To be fair, I'm gonna have to say Hornchurch because I'm.
Dulwich.
Oh no, it was quite.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go. Dulwich, yeah.
Dulwich,
The other day,
Dulwich.
that was actually decent. It was like nearly 3K.
Dulwich is good.
2,000
Yeah.
people telling me I'm shit because I'm Mr. Penn.
Nice.
I didn't even hear them when I was taking it.
You didn't tell me about
Nah, don't tell people stuff like that. Don't do it.
Yeah, no, Dulwich was good. Yeah.
that. You're up, mate.
So what do you think about the blue card sin bid rule? What do you think
That
about
needs to
it?
get in the bin. Like,
So you're not for it?
hell no. What's
Okay.
what is that?
Yeah, no, that's
It's just
wrong.
you're giving. Sorry, now I'm gonna rant. You're giving referees even more power, right, than they already have, and. I'm probably one booking away from a suspension this year. I started I missed the first 4 games. I was in the stands from last year.
What, from
Just for
running your
refs.
mouth to refs?
Scrambled egg.
Bloody
Yeah,
hell.
I'm
They're going to go on
Scrambled
strike
egg,
for
100%.
you.
Scrambled
They're
egg.
going to go on strike
Yeah.
with people like him.
No, you know what? No, because as it's pointed out, respect goes both ways, and I don't think it happens enough.
I agree.
I don't think there's enough respect between the player and the referee, and because it doesn't come back the other way. And it's same with coaches and managers to referees. The best referees, I always know at the start of the game whether they're going to be good because they will purposely have a conversation before the game. The good ones normally have a conversation. This is how I ref. This is what, do you have any concerns? And I'm like, I know where we're going with this. But as soon as you try and have a conversation with them before the game,
No.
and they're like, nope. I'm like, huh?
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
Where we're at.
We know where that's
Can't
going.
talk to you.
They're to be the ones that probably have the blue card just tattooed on their hand.
Are you for or against it?
Against it, man. I just think if you bring it in, I just want to know what's next after that. It'll be something crazy, man.
I know. I feel like they could bring it in, but I feel like it would have to be like 2 blue cards as a sin bin for like.
Yeah.
I don't think one's a bit like it's a bit much. It should be
Sin
like-
bin though, man. I feel like, bro, I'm 33,
No,
man.
but we
Sin
act
bin,
like
man.
kids on the pitch though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Football make grown men act like kids.
Yeah.
So sometimes you need like a little 5 minute. I think that it's 10 minutes as well, isn't it?
So I got to keep on jogging up and down to keep warm.
Yeah.
That's it.
Nah, man. I can't.
Yeah.
That's I think there's a danger of players.
Yeah, that's an injury. Like,
Yeah.
that's-
Yeah.
nah.
Okay, this is the last. It's not a quick fire though,
Oof.
but we're gonna have to listen really carefully for this one. By the way, it's a tad wordy.
Oh, yeah.
But so, which manager? Well, I'm gonna give this to you. Which manager do you think you would play for, based on what I'm about to say?
Okay.
Yeah.
What, any manager in the...
No, I'm gonna
we're
read
gonna-
this.
Oh.
I'm gonna read these
Job
management
description.
styles to you. Yeah.
Alright, cool, let's do
You
this.
let me know which one you would play for.
Oh, okay.
How many of these people does Sam know? Would he be able to guess who he thinks they are? Never. Okay.
All right, can we play that after? That
You
round
ju-
after?
If you get it,
Write one. When we take the first one, try to guess it. Write down on
Yeah,
your phone, and we'll
yeah.
come back to
Okay,
you.
yeah, cool.
yeah, if you can anyway.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. We have a very clear identity on how we want the game to look and be played in and out of possession. We try and create an environment where players love training and playing, which enables us to get the best out of them. We make the environment and culture as professional as we possibly can to give the players the best possible experience when they're with us.
What was the first one?
No, that's it.
That's
That's
one person.
one.
Oh, that's one.
Yeah.
That's one person.
Jesus. Yeah, go on.
See,
Should we
go
do
on to the
it
next one.
all, or would you play for this person?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yeah,
Based on what I've
definitely.
just
Yeah,
said.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
You got to guess for it. Who is it?
I'll put Jamie de Cruz.
No. Not that one. Not that one.
You just told him.
No, not
No,
that
he's on
one.
the list. Right, okay, I'll guess again. At least I know I'll get one right.
Yeah, you might get one right. Okay, my football philosophy. That's a good question. I think it is simply to win and do whatever I need to do to give us the best chance of winning. Yes, I would love to play open and expansive football, but I'm a true believer you have to work with the resources and budgets you have at your disposal and get the rest out of what you have to work with while continuing to improve the players you have, as a lot of them are very early in their football journey. I will always try to push players on.
Yeah, 100%, man. Yeah, that's
You'll play for that person, yeah?
I'll pay for that person.
Any ideas?
That sounds like me, but
Oh, are you?
No, it's not
it's
you.
not.
It's
But
not
it does
you.
sound like it's not me.
Push players on. You sure?
Well, use your fresh.
Cool. My football philosophy has evolved with my coaching experience in different development phases, now extending to first team level. I prefer to stick to key principles and consistently work towards them. In non-league football especially, it's important to be flexible in your setup. Our formation might differ slightly on a game-to-game basis, but our principles with the ball, without the ball, will remain the same. Ultimately, as a manager, my job is to win games of football. It's a result-driven business.
Yeah, 100%. I'll play with it.
You're playing for
Yeah.
your
Playing for everyone.
Yeah, what? That's
Are these
something.
all
Any
like,
idea?
I ain't got a clue who that is.
oh really?
Nah.
Jamie de Cruz.
He was managing men's football last year.
Well, yeah.
That's what threw me.
Okay, it's hard to pin down my philosophy into just a few words, but I think if I was to summarize the environment that I create, it's a team culture of passionate, committed, competitive and motivated individuals that put the team first and leave their egos at the door. Our performances are underpinned by patient, possession-based football with high intensity regains when we lose the ball. We like our teams to build from the back, defend from the front, and there's a heavy emphasis on recruiting players that can fit into this identity.
Yeah, that's number one for me.
Do you know what's mad?
You're playing for all four.
Do you know what's mad? This person is actually how they play. I played against them twice this season.
Fair.
No, and
Fair.
they're even, I think they're a league below us. And I promise you, when we got there, we thought, FA Cup, we're going to thump these lot over. We had to do a rerun because they were smoking us. They were smoking us. It was 2-0, half time. We had to come back and snatch a draw. We scored in the 88th minute to make it 2-2.
Christ.
And when they came to our bit, it was ready for them. Okay, I think they gave them like a 4-1.
Any ideas?
Is that Krellin?
No.
That was the first one.
Was it?
Yeah.
David Altendorf, is that his name? Lancing
Yeah.
manager.
Lancing.
Oh, they are very good. They got a very good setup.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
play
yeah.
ball.
Yeah. They play on the 3G and they use it.
And they know
Exactly like
each. See, sometimes they say that you know your pitch.
Yeah.
The ball would bubble.
Yeah.
Just it's one bounce. They know everyone's around the bounce.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah, they're very good.
Right, lastly, we've got both of you have given a statement, that we're going to discuss briefly. So, Sean's, yours was, it's always hard, dieting, running, entrepreneurship, being in shape, lifting weights, fatherhood, being out of shape, being broke, working a job you hate, struggling with your health and energy, any and everything is hard. You just have to pick your hard. So, talk to us about that.
For me, the way I've been as a player throughout my whole career is that's a lie. I haven't been like that throughout my whole career. I was growing up throughout my career. I was opposite. Like I was just more like a train and play. As a young footballer, especially as a professional, you think your contract's gonna last forever. But as I got older with injuries and that, having a family, then I started looking at things differently, and I just realised that you just gotta get everything you can out of the game. So then for me, it's not just about how good you are at football. It's about off the pitch, how you live your life, lifestyle, friends, family around you. So for me, it's not just football. It's a whole life. That's why with my mentoring, being elite isn't just about being good at football. Being elite is mindset and literally everything you do. What you do off the pitch is more important than what you do on the pitch. And that's...
Cut that, yeah. Put that on your Fresh channel.
I need to be him, man. When I was younger, man.
Needs to be when he's younger. Yeah, I hear that. So Sam's one, I think one of the biggest attributes missing in today's player is patience. Talk to us about that.
I think purely off the back of people like just jumping the gun sometimes at all levels. They think that they've done everything they have done at that particular level or in that team, and they just want to move on, and then you suddenly see them team. I also think there's the patience of if you do have a bad game and then you have another bad game and then you're not in the team, is having the patience again to try and get back in the team. And having patience in yourself. I think there's a lot of elements there. It's not just about me as a manager saying, oh, you should hang around. It's about you as an individual sometimes. It's not going to happen straight away. I'm sure there was times when you're coming through the system and it's like, okay, you what was it, Mika Richards says, jumped on the scene or whatever it was. On
Burst
the
on the
scene.
scene.
Yeah. But then it might have slowed a little bit. And I think some players sometimes will like go knocking on the door, I should be doing this, I should be doing that. It's actually have a bit of patience, learn your trade. And I think it's same with managers. Because I'm seeing managers bouncing.
This season,
Oh,
been crazy.
yeah.
I'm seeing managers bouncing.
Yeah.
I've gone the times like I should be going there, I should be
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
that. So, but it's that have a bit of patience.
Yeah, definitely.
Earn your stripes,
Mm-hmm.
learn, because it's nothing's going to be perfect, but I just don't think that happens enough in this day and age.
I agree with it, to be fair.
So, this is the wrap-up question now. Best player that you've played with or against in the pro game?
Oh, in a pro game.
With or against?
Yeah, no
With
Hornchurch,
and
mate.
against, actually.
Riv would
With
be...
and against.
With and against. both
Riv,
of you.
I played with some serious players, man. Victor Moses, man.
Is
he's,
it?
He's actually phenomenal, man. He's growing up with Victor, man. Is like you think you're good at football until you meet Victor as a kid, man. Literally.
That good.
When he was anyone would vouch as well.
Yeah, Victor's name was screaming from like.
I remember
when we were
playing
kids.
against. I remember at one point in Craig going to Ashburton, we used to slap up every school. Played against Wycliffe one time. I just see this kid and I was thinking, bro, this kid looks solid. Like, he was phenomenal, man. He's actually like another level. Growing up with him, throughout Palace and that, there was no one near him. Like, see, like you got players, there'll be a group of players that these 5 players in the country were good. Victor wasn't mentioned because he was somewhere else, like he was in another level.
Not part of it.
Nah, he didn't put him in part of anything, man.
Has he got a Champions League medal with Chelsea? Did he get one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that.
So Victor's definitely the best. And against a Delta Rap.
Oh, we played against him.
Ooh.
What a player.
What a player. The streets will never forget him.
A Delta Rap, was my days. One of them days that you just don't. When he's on the ball and that, you got your manager, press him.
No.
Nah. I end up on Soccer AM. See them times there? End up on Soccer AM. Long, man. You got your brethren messaging you saying, bro, what are you doing? I'm like, nah. He was another, bro. I'm telling you right now, he was another level. And that season, I think they got promoted with QPR. He was Megsing, flicking over heads, stanching it. And I'm just like, let me stay away from that.
I don't want to embarrass
Yeah,
him.
I didn't need that, man.
Yeah, I hear it.
Well, listen, it's been good.
Mm-hmm.
That's time. So thank you, Sean and Sam, for coming on. It's been a good insight from both non-league and league, and now non-league. I wish the rest of the season is good for you both, and you get whatever is in your reason to achieve for both of you. Same for you, Bas, don't worry.
Don't forget about me, man. I'm a bad egg. I'm Scannell. Just give me Scannell money and I'll smile.
That's it. That's the Social Pad podcast. It's a wrap.